Peach? Do you want a story? No. I know you want something to eat, but you can't. You're getting tubby. We'll go to tubby. See, look. Does the camera add any weight? How you doing, Peach? Okay. Good morning, everyone. Well, I know today I was going to read to you from Kipling's Just So Stories, but I have ordered some new copies that have more pictures in them, and I wanted to read those to you instead. They have more pictures. So they haven't come yet. So instead, today, I am going to put that back a little bit further there. I'm going to read to you from one of the stories that I used to read to my children. This is Minyo and the Moon Dragon. And I thought, wouldn't it be appropriate to read it to a dragon? So that's what we're going to do today. So Minyo and the Moon Dragon, written by Elizabeth Hillman and illustrated by John Wallner. What do you think, Peach? Is this going to be a good story? I think so. Okay, here's the first page. Okay. We'll read it to Peach. Long ago, before there were stars, when only the sun, the earth, and the moon were spinning in the black sky, 7 wise men hurried to see the Emperor of China. "Mighty Emperor," they cried, "the moon is falling slowly from the sky and will soon crash into the earth. We don't know why or how to stop it." Even the clever emperor couldn't think of how to stop the moon, so he sent messengers to ask every sage, magician, and wizard what could be done, but no one had an answer. Then one day an old wise man came from far wild mountains into the city to buy a hen and a new hat. When he heard that the moon was falling, he went to the emperor's palace. Okay, there's the next page. "Mighty Emperor," began the wise man, "near my home in the mountains there is a cobweb staircase to the moon. It is said that people used to climb it to visit the dragon who lived on the moon. They would bring him diamonds. People stopped climbing the staircase when it got old and began to wobble and sag, but perhaps a very light person could climb it and see if the dragon is still there. He might stop the moon from falling." "I would love to go to the moon," said the emperor longingly. "But the staircase is now so fragile," the wise men said, "that it could only hold a child, and it must be climbed in one night because by day the staircase is invisible." The emperor said, "Then messengers must go and find the lightest person in the land. I shall find my biggest diamond for the moon dragon." These messengers rode out, but the lightest people were afraid of the journey and hid in cellars and closets, in barrels and boxes, in hollow trees and logs, and even in rolled up carpets. One by one, the messengers returned to the palace, and the moon got bigger and brighter and closer to the earth. One messenger had ridden all the way to the lonely far mountains. He too was just about to turn back when he saw a girl making a strong silk rope outside of a hut. She was so small and light that it seemed only her heavy shoes kept her from floating away. "She is the one," thought the messenger. He told the girl, whose name was Minyo, about the cobweb staircase and the moon dragon. It will be dangerous, he warned, but the emperor will reward you. Look how tiny she is. I don't know, would you be afraid to go to the moon? What about you? Would you visit one of your relatives? I've always wanted an adventure, said Minyo, and she wondered if the reward could help her family. Though they made fine silk ropes, few people could afford to buy them. Each year her family became poorer and poorer, so Minyo said goodbye to them, took some of the rope she had been making, and rode with a messenger to the emperor's palace. There Minyo was weighed on golden scales, and the emperor's tailor measured her for special clothes to wear on the journey. The wise men told her all he knew about the moon dragon and the cobweb staircase. It is so thin that you must tread as if you walked on eggs. Now the moon is so close to the earth, the staircase is loose and droopy, not straight and firm, he said. Minyo made a ladder from her silk rope and climbed up and down for practice, stepping as lightly as she could. What does the moon dragon eat? She asked the wise men. I don't know, he said, scratching his beard. Very little grows on the moon. Maybe he eats moon dust. Minyo wondered what moon dust would taste like. Minyo, the emperor, the wise men, and the court traveled to the far mountains, and soon the bare stony heights were covered with bright silk tents. Oh, Peach sees Tilly wants to come in for the story too. Yeah, we'll let Tilly come on in here. You want to come in, Tilly? And Peach is looking to see what's going on down there. Here we go. When the sun went down, there was a shimmery glow in the air. It was the cobweb staircase, and it was so beautiful that everyone stared at it all night. It was thin and wispy, and it looked as if a strong breeze could blow it away. High above, the moon hung cold and empty in the dark sky. At dawn, the staircase vanished. Minyo slept all day in a black velvet tent. As the sun set, she put on her special clothes, a warm coat, trousers, shoes, and a hat, all made of green silk and stuffed with goose down. Her clothes weighed less than a newborn kitten. Minyo filled a silk bag with cabbage leaves, spinach, lettuce, peas, a few carrots, and a red pepper and a green pepper. Perhaps the moon dragon will like them better than moon dust, she thought, and she tied the bag around her waist under her coat, hoping it would not be too heavy. She stuffed her pockets with raisins and rice cakes. The emperor gave her a diamond as big as a hen's egg, and she put it into her pocket too. The staircase appeared in the darkening evening, and Minyo put her foot on the first step. Gently she took another step, then a third. The staircase swayed and she began to climb. The air tingled and hummed around her, and a surprised owl flew by. Minyo looked neither up nor down. She moved quickly, glad of her warm clothes in the cold air. On and on Minyo went, counting hundreds of steps. I think we just disconnected and we're back. So the air tingled and hummed around her, and a surprised owl flew by. Minyo looked neither up nor down. She moved quickly, glad of her warm clothes in the cold air. On and on Minyo went, counting hundreds of steps. Some of them were so badly worn or broken that she had to reach up 2 steps at a time. Once she slipped, and the weight of the diamond almost made her fall. She stopped, afraid to breathe. Then she tucked the diamond deeper into her pocket and started to climb again, higher and higher. Suddenly, the steps seemed much brighter. Was it daylight already? Was the staircase about to vanish? She looked up, and there was the moon. Minyo jumped onto the still and silent moon and stared at the dusty rocks and pale moonflowers. Tilly, you're not going to move the camera, are you? No, look, there's the dragon. Look, Peach, it's the dragon. Near a big rock, Minyo saw a shadowy opening, and she tiptoed into a dark corridor. She came to a cave lit in every corner by shining crystals. "Are you the moon dragon?" called Minyo. She hoped he would be small and friendly. "Is someone calling me?" a surprised voice asked. Minyo turned a corner, and there was the moon dragon. He wasn't much like an earth dragon at all. His skin was opal, misty white with brilliant colors shining through, as if he had swallowed a rainbow. His eyes were lapis lazuli, his pointed teeth and claws were silver, and his wings were gold. Minyo stared at him. "Forgive me," she said, remembering her manners, and bowed low. "I am Minyo, and I have come to ask your help." "Well," said the moon dragon, "you are the first person to visit me for more than 100 years. That'd be a long time to be in quarantine. Here we go. "Ah, moon dragon," said Minyo, "the cobweb staircase is old and loose, and people are afraid to climb it. But we have a great problem. Our wise men say that the moon is slowly falling and will crash into the earth. Can you make it stop?" The moon dragon looked startled. "I hadn't noticed. I don't go out much." He and Minyo went outside, and the dragon saw how close the moon was to the earth. "We must do something at once," he said. "The wise men could think of nothing," said Minyo. "Then we must," said the moon dragon briskly. They thought for a long time. "You can make giant wind machines on earth to blow the moon away," said the moon dragon suggested. Said Minyo, and they thought again. "Perhaps great flocks of birds could pull ropes tied to the moon and take it." Where are you going, Peach? There we go. "And take it to its proper place," Minyo said. Said the moon dragon again, and they thought yet again. "You can make huge firecrackers and bring them to the moon and shoot it far away from the earth," suggested the moon dragon. "But then the moon might go too far and be lost forever," said Minyo. "You'd float alone in the black sky." They went back to the cave. "Let's rest and eat, and then we'll think again," said Minyo. "I'm very hungry." "I only have stewed moonflowers to eat, and they aren't very tasty," the moon dragon said. "But I have something," said Minyo, and tipped the vegetables out of her bag. The moon dragon touched them carefully. "What beautiful colors," he said. "What are they?" Minyo explained that vegetables were how they grew. The moon dragon picked up a carrot and nibbled it. He smiled and crunched up every bit of it. Minyo shared her rice cakes and raisins with him, and to be polite, she tried a spoonful of moonflowers. They tasted like boiled cotton. "Vegetables are delicious," said the moon dragon. He ate a cabbage leaf, and Minyo took some more raisins from her pocket. She suddenly remembered the big diamond and pulled it out. "The emperor sent this for you," she said, and the moon dragon sighed. "People always used to bring me diamonds," he said. "Look, He took Mignot to a cave stuffed with diamonds that blazed in the light. A while ago I swept them all in here. I can't use them for anything. You'd tip over if you tried to wear them, Mignot laughed. I nearly fell off the cobweb staircase with just one diamond in my pocket. That must be it, the moon dragon cried. The diamonds are so heavy that now they're all in the same place. They're making the moon tip over and fall. Let's get rid of them. He and Mignot gathered up armfuls of the jewels and threw them as far away from the moon as they could. The diamonds went spinning and flashing and dazzling out into the black sky. It took a long time to empty the cave, but finally all the diamonds were scattered across the sky, glittering and gleaming. The earth already looked smaller, and the cobweb staircase was straight and taut. We've stopped the moon from falling, said the moon dragon, and we've made the sky beautiful, said Mignot. I wonder if it will stay this way forever. I hope so, said the moon dragon, admiring the brilliant new stars. It will remind me of you when you have gone. As they walked toward the cobweb staircase, Mignot had an idea. My family will weave silk ropes to make the cobweb staircase strong and safe. Then lots of people can visit you and bring vegetables, and you'll never feel lonely again. I'd like that, the moon dragon said, but it's almost dawn and you must start at once. I'll watch you all the way. Mignot bowed to the moon dragon and stepped onto the cobweb staircase. The earth looked very far away. Goodbye, moon dragon, she called. Goodbye, Mignot. Come back soon. The moon dragon's silver claws flashed as he waved. Mignot sped down the steps past the twinkling new stars, and if she wasn't the happiest creature in the whole sky, then the moon dragon was. So that was Mignot and the Moon Dragon. So on Tuesdays, I wanted to read from Kipling's Just So Stories. They're kind of origin stories. The ones that I have coming that have colorful pictures haven't arrived yet. So I thought I'd read another origin type story, and that was how we got our stars. And we read here with Peach, the bearded dragon. There's Peach, so I thought we'd read a dragon story to a dragon. What do you think? So tomorrow I will introduce you probably to some of the birds that I have. I'll move this down there so you can see Peach. There you go. So on tomorrow I'll introduce you to a couple of the birds that I have, and then on Thursday we'll read another children's story. But please, if you guys have any questions or comments, please ask. I would love to talk with you guys, right? And Peach wants to say hi. Bearded dragons are like one of the best lizards to have here. They are good. So if you're thinking about a lizard for a pet, these guys are definitely a keeper. Peach is it will be a few years old now. Yeah. So I want to thank you guys for stopping by, and remember to like and share so we can spread some of this nature love around, okay? And you guys got to help me think of more things to do since our quarantine has been extended, okay? Love y'all. Bye-bye.